HG have just pushed a huge patch to the No Man's Sky experimental branch that buffs technology in ships massively. This seems like their way of sorting the backlash, and really I think this is far better than just putting tech back up to 6 total upgrades. So first off, we have a new difficulty setting has been added which allows players to lock themselves out of any further difficulty setting changes. Once enabled, this action is permanent. This addresses something that a lot of the fans were a bit annoyed about having this temptation just always permanently there where you can just keep changing settings. Well, now there's a setting that will actually allow you to completely lock all of your difficulty settings once changed or whatever, and yeah, your save will just be locked, so that's a really cool idea. The strength of starship specialization bonuses have been increased, so that higher grade ships receive greater inherent bonuses to their stats. This scales steeply with both class and ship specialization, so that example the Explorer class ships will have significantly further warp ranges. That is a really cool way of doing it. People were a bit annoyed that their hyperdrive range became incredibly, well, it's basically almost halved. Like with the ship, pretty much all of your light year range before bonuses comes from the actual tech itself, so with only having half tech, pretty much everyone's was cut in half. This is a really cool way of sorting it, I like it. As well as damage, shield and warp bonuses, starships now also have an inherent agility based stat, which benefits all manoeuvrability upgrades in the same way as the other specialization stat affect their relevant upgrades. Another big one that people weren't happy with. The fact that their manoeuvrability was cut massively, because manoeuvrability it's not additive, it's compounding, so it's more than cut in half by having the 3 upgrades taken away. And this hopefully solves that now, that's freaking awesome. Stat bonuses on procedural jetpack upgrades have been increased. Stat bonuses on procedural hazard protection upgrades have been increased. Stat bonuses on procedural pulse engine upgrades have been increased, and stat bonuses on procedural hyperdrive upgrades have been increased. So not only have we got an increase to the hyperdrive bonus, upgrades have had their ranges increase, so upgrades give more now. This is also the case for, as I just said, jetpack, hazard protection and pulse engine. Again, so this boosts manoeuvrability with the tech itself and then a bonus stat on the ship, which is a really cool way of doing it. Jetpacks were also an issue because people basically lost half of their movement and jetpack tanks and stuff, so this being increased is friggin' fantastic. Very cool move, HG. The drop rate of spawning sacks retrieved by the living frigate from fleet expeditions has been increased, so now your living ships you can upgrade them just a little quicker through fleet expeditions. Excellent. Significantly reduce the likelihood of incoming damage to break a piece of technology while the exosuit shields are charged. So provided you have your shields up, you should no longer lose technology from a whip vine hitting you as you go past. Another big issue people weren't happy with. This patch really seems to just be like, I did not expect this much so quickly in a single patch. And this is still 4.04 or might be 4.05 now. It's basically the one with the last video I just released. Fixed a number of issues where different pop-ups would take the same scrolling input. Fixed an issue that prevented changing tabs in the freighter inventory while hovering over an empty slot. Fixed an issue that caused critically damaged hazard protection to appear to become recharged and functional when sitting in the starship. Hazard protection now notes on the HUD when it is critically damaged. When reporting a base, the owner's name is now more clearly displayed in the UI. This is actually a big deal as well, because sometimes the bases overlap and you don't really know for sure which one you're reporting, and you have to report some because people like to block entrances to places. Fixed an issue that caused missions to fail to recognise when exocraft technology was correctly charged. Fixed an issue that caused some items such as projectile ammunition to build the wrong amount when first crafted. Fixed an issue that allowed players to salvage their only operational starship. Well, that's a big issue, I was not aware of that. Concerning. Fixed an issue that could strand players on the space station if they managed to dock with a broken pulse engine. Fixed an issue that could leave some players floating in space when reloading their save. This was one I heard from a number of people. Kind of terrifying to just load in you're floating in space, especially on permadeath. I wouldn't be surprised if a few people lost their saves to that. Hopefully they're backed up. Which reminds me, always back up guys. It takes a few seconds and it can save you a lot. Fixed an issue that prevented players with very large inventories from seeing all their items when transferring to another inventory, such as storage container. Fixed a number of clashes between changing inventory tabs and changing stack sizes. This, I'm glad they fixed this. I reported this myself as well, just because it was incredibly annoying. Basically, if you're in, say, the freighter inventory where you have multiple tabs still, the button to increase or decrease stack is the same as moving left or right in the tabs. So if you were trying to go left with a full stack of something, you would leave at least one behind, and it would keep happening until you only have one left, and it's very annoying. Fixed an issue that could cause some newly acquired inventory items to be visually missing from the main inventory. So that was another one. The only way to fix this, a workaround, was something someone said in chat. I apologise for forgetting who said this. You can fix this by just going to a refiner and then going in your inventory and basically finding the item, putting it in the refiner, then you put it back in an inventory which has a visible free slot. And that's how you get around that until this goes to public. Though I have a feeling this is going to be pushed to public pretty quickly due to all these fixes. The starting slots difficulty setting now adds additional inventory slots as well as an additional companion and squadron slot. The visual quality of stars has been improved when using TAA and FSR 2.0. The visual effects for final Atlas station of the Artemis path have been improved. Fixed a network matchmaking issue. Then a bunch of crashes, it seems, so crash for Xbox Series X and X, PlayStation 5 crash, inventory related crash that could occur when loading the game, memory related crash on PlayStation 5, and crash related to the recipe page within the information portal. Friggin' excellent patch, HG. I think this is a really cool way. You can tell I'm excited just because we get more stats and stuff to work with. I'm definitely a bit of a nerd. Good job, HG. I'm not really giving exactly what people were asking for, but finding the root problem and fixing it in your own way. So yeah, I think these are cool changes. It's better than just a simple double tech. We have more powerful tech, more powerful bonuses, and those bonuses, because they're specific to ship, just make each of the different ships more unique to each other, the types. So that's really cool. I'd love to know what you guys think about this down below, so yeah, please let me know. Thanks for watching, folks. Hopefully see you on Twitch tomorrow for Twitch drops. Check out my channel below to follow in time so you get notifications. Hells yeah. Have an awesome one, guys.